Hey guys.
Hello? Is this thing on? Absolutely ridiculous. Hello? Bye. Welcome to Smoke Shop. Alright guys, we're getting a little bit of footage on a different camera because the other one is charging, but you've seen me take enough wheels and tires off. But what I'm going to do is take this wheel off, and utilizing some license plates, we're going to reinforce some structural integrity under here. So let's go. There's nothing there. And that continues all the way this way. So today's mission is to instill some type of structural integrity between these components, because being a unibody, the structural integrity of the vehicle is that everything is together. This is definitely not together. So a couple good bumps could really create some major issues if it hasn't already. Obviously, the pans and heater channels, etc., are going to be replaced eventually. I am not in a position to do that financially. I don't have the experience. I'm not ready to tackle that. What my goal is right now, I've said it in several other videos if you watch them, is to make this car where I can drive it comfortably, safely, all things being relative. I need to get, if you can see it, I need to get that fender bolt out because it's not attached to anything, and it will be in the way once I try to put some sheet metal in there. What we'll probably do is put some license plates in here, and likely we're going to put them in with some self-tappers. And the advantage of self-tappers is that I don't have to pre-drill. If I want to swap it out and put in rivets, the holes are the right size, because we may end up riveting it in just to not have any screw points on the other side. All right, kids. We're going to utilize the most recent tags, mainly because I like the older tags, possibly for wall art or whatever. So, you know, this front part's going to be real easy. All fixed. Where it's going to get more complicated is back here. For this panel, this flap that's hanging over here, it actually folds over a tab that's going to go underneath it on that panel, if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to fabricate anything that fancy yet, but I would not mind getting it to where it'll tuck behind here. I mean, we could make it where it'll bend. This area is going to have to get redone anyway. All I was trying to do is get it to where it'll hold the door. And again, what's happening now, without any integrity, structural integrity there, you can see how much that moves. So we want the door to get put into the position where it's pretty much supposed to be and kind of lock it in. What I need to do now is remove the fender bolt that's still in there, even though it's not attached to anything. Okay, guys. Okay. Penetrating lubricant. Penetrate. Penetrate. Penetrating lubricant. Alright, that's nice and soaked in blaster. Blaster hands. Where are you at? Oh yeah, you're over there. Pew 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 pew. Blaster hands. Alright, gang. Well, I don't know where any of my good vice grips are. So I have the crappiest Pittsburgh garbage vice grips that don't actually hold anything. They just strip out. So that'll be great. Either way, we need to try. Ooh, okay, we got a bite. Let's see if we... nope. It immediately slid off to the side. Just alright, that might have gotten a bite. If we're lucky. Well, all I can do. It actually started to go before it stripped itself out. Luckily, the hole is rusted enough that it just came through the other end. That's what washers are for, which I guess there wasn't a washer on there, or it rusted off. Looks like there wasn't one on there. So that's garbage. Anywho, now we have our other part to our puzzle. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. We're gonna put a bend on it for sure. And the way that we're gonna figure that out is right there, or approximately right there, the inner fender, wheel arch. I'm not sure what that panel is called. But anyway, it starts to get it goes from straight to a gradual bend. And as it goes around, it gets more of a bend, if that makes any sense to you. What I'm trying to do is I want to mark where that bend starts, pull it back out, and put a slight bend there by hand, rather than trying to fight it and get it to fit into shape. We're going to make it the shape that it's supposed to be. There's definitely more shape to it than I realized, now that I'm actually analyzing it. So, what I need to figure out is the bottom part of that first bend. Because our top is there, and our bottom's going to be something like that. I'm not going to set that in stone, but our line is basically there and there, and we want to just kind of do that. We can start getting it in that general, using that as a guide is what I'm kind of trying to say. We can sort of bend that a little bit. So, I don't know if you can tell that or not, but that's already getting closer to the shape that we want it. If it's not shaped correctly, then we can't really attach it. And if we can't really attach it, then it's not going to be helping us with our structural integrity that we were looking for. Let's go look on the other side and see what it looks like over there. So what it looks like to me is that panel ends right there. It doesn't go all the way down. Very interesting. Oh, I see what happens. So right here is flat. Right here it starts bending out. So right around there it starts completely changing shape, which is sort of what I suspected. I'm going to look at this. This is just a piece of cardboard. To be honest, it was so that when I took pictures for the insurance company to put insurance on here so that they didn't see the holes in the firewall. What my plan is, the other panel on the other side, it actually ends here and bends back up. So this whole area is open. That's where the running board goes. I'm going to put a screw in here. I'll check and see how far down I can get. I'm going to put as many screws in here as I can. Not literally. I'm not going to... But if I can get a bite here, here, and down here, then that's good stuff. Then I'm going to work my way back in, bending it as I go. Because this plate is soft enough that it bends easily. I found they're a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I found some self-tappers. Do I have any metal here? Not really. That's our main issue, is I need to go that low anyway. So we can go up a little bit maybe. Let's do that. Alright, I'm happy with that. Now then, like I said, I needed to find some self-tappers. These are hex head drive, and it's a 1/4 inch. I think what we're going to do for now is just put a screw through that, because that's going to allow us to hold everything and get that structural integrity that we're looking for. And if I regret it later, then so be it. I will probably be bleeding by the end of this operation. That's just how it goes sometimes. That's just how it goes sometimes. You know what? We could pound that. We could beat it in a little bit with our hammer. We're just going to use this handy dandy ball peen since it's here. And I ain't got time to be chasing around hammers. All right, so I think we're going to go lower actually. And we're going to get through this outer layer first. All right. Now I'm going to back that back off because it's going to go through the tag real easily. So what I want from the tag is I want it flush up against there. Alright. So what we have there now is a little bit of structural integrity. We're going to continue with that idea. Good for one up here. We're not really worried about messing this part up. It's already messed up. It already needs to be redone. But what we've done there, especially once we get it attached more in here, is we've given it a little bit of, what's the word of the day, kids? Structural integrity. That's right. I know y'all all said it with me. Because if you didn't, then why would you be watching my magnificent channel? All right, I'm going to put a screw up in here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to regret that a little bit, maybe. Maybe not. So I just attached the fender. Anyhow, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it shape the way it's going to shape because that's the shape of it, if that makes any sense. There's a curve right here. I'm going to take this and make some more noise. Let's put one in there. Let's put some screws in it. Now, one issue with this is there's going to be a bunch of screw tips sticking into the passenger compartment. Now, the issue we're going to have here is, if you remember, there was a bunch of rust holes there, and I don't know where they are. So, wish us luck, kids. Now then, this one, I think we're just going to do that, right? I don't see why I wouldn't. Let's put it into place and get it exactly where we want it. And the part that's going to push out the most is that. So let's put it in first. So that's a good start. Whew. Starting to get warm though, for sure. All right, guys, let's put some more screws in this. Yep, I hit something. Dude. Structural integrity. That's kind of sweet, actually. I frankly didn't think it was going to sound that tight, but it does. Man, that's sweet. What do y'all think? Looks a lot better than the hole that was there before. See what it looks like on the inside. It looks spiky. Very, very spiky. Danger spikes. I'll contemplate my solution to that. Right now, I'm not concerned about it. Let's put this camera back on a tripod and open up the door and see what it does. Because I may end up putting a couple sheet metal screws through that and just wrap it around for now. Because again, this entire, obviously, that entire section needs to be redone. And all I've done here is gotten it to where I have a hinge plate to mount the door to. I don't know how much further I want to take it, because I am not a body man, I'm a mechanic. And although I can learn this stuff, I don't know that I want to. It's another skill, and you know, part of the reason I bought the car is what better vehicle to learn on than a Volkswagen Bug. Plenty of panels available and knowledge. So who knows what the future holds. But for right now, all I'm trying to do is get this thing where it doesn't break while I'm driving it. I would like to be confident to take this thing on the interstate, frankly. And I need to do some kingpin work, kingpin bushings. But that, to me, is no big deal. Replacing the sheet metal and doing it correctly, that's the key. If I'm going to do it, I don't want to do it incorrectly, which is kind of how I've done it so far. Because then somebody that wants to restore this thing has to go back through and do it again. So basically where I'm at always with this car since I bought it is somebody make me an offer I can't refuse. It's a 65 Volkswagen that runs and drives. It definitely needs to be correctly restored, but for now it's a driver, and I'd rather have a bus. If I'm going to learn to do the sheet metal and do all this work, I'd much rather be doing it to a bus. Anyway, see what happens now when I open the door. Oh, wow. Did that drop? I don't think it did really much. Oh, guys, did you see that? Did you see that? You did. Guys. I fixed the car. I fixed the car. I fixed the car, guys. I fixed it. I fixed it. It's all fixed. It's all better. Like, I could actually realign the door. I mean, I don't even need to. That's beautiful. Man, I'm such a badass. That Schmoke, he's amazing. Alright, I am assuming that you can see me. I am also speaking very enunciately, if that is a word. It is now a word because I am enunciating everything, over-enunciating everything. Oh, so anyway, this is my new camera. It's cheaper than the last one we tried. Right now, we're just kind of checking some things out. I think we're going to put the wheel on here. And this is mainly just to get some footage with this in different lighting conditions. So this is pretty terrible lighting, which that camera doesn't even necessarily do that well with, though it does better than any other camera I have. I'm going to bring my normal lighting setup over here and see what happens. Hey, you get to see the whole exhausting process. The whole exhausting process of shuffling things around. It's time for the Smoke Shop Shuffle. Let us know in the comments below if you're down with the Smoke Shop Shuffle. Bow, bow. I don't know. This is just... intermission. Thank you for enjoying our intermission. Now, back to the show. Bing, bing, bing. Wow, wow, wow. What's going on? There's lots of stuff happening. All these light bulbs are loose. I don't know how they loosen themselves, but that's how it goes sometimes. You know, that's how it goes. Hey, I ain't trying to mess with y'all, but I know I just messed with y'all a little bit. So I'm trying not to bend my head in any awkward positions to make the camera pick it up better. I'm trying to just work like I normally would and see if the camera picks it up. I'm going to get that out of there. Hey guys, you want to look over my shoulder? Okay. Look over my shoulder if you want to. So some of the studs are in the lugs. Nuts. These nuts. Oh yeah! Alright, 3, 4. So I only have 4. The thing that I'm trying to figure out now is the... yeah. Double stack is where it's at. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. Hopefully we're going to put this in a position where we have the right nuts. So I need an empty hole with one washer, which should be that. And now we have two washers in that. Oh yeah, there we go. Theoretically, you saw that. So this is now a hole with a stud and 0 washers. So I got 2 washers on this one. 2 lug nuts on two washers on every position. And what that does is allows these wheels to mount correctly. I've said it a million times. Once again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I don't know why you're necessarily watching this channel, other than because of my entertaining personality. But I guess that's why I should explain things, because I have to teach the people that don't understand. Whoa. And now deep thoughts with Schmoke here at Schmoke Shop. Don't forget, kids, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Random thoughts while we're having deep thoughts with Schmoke. We're going to go ahead and tighten the lug nuts so that I don't forget to, because some of you may know that that's happened before. "42 foot-pounds. All I need now is this and that and this, as well as those which are over there." How was that? I was like, that's where the license plates are. You know, where I'm looking. This is going to be so cool if it actually works out. Basically, what we have is the exact same scenario, except on the other side, somebody physically cut out all the rust. Okay, so that is going to have to be, again, repaired, just like the other side. So I'm not really concerned about driving a couple screws into that. Not concerned, and I'm not afraid to do it. Because of the wonderful things he does, we're off to see the wizard. The wonderful wizard, that's me. I think we're okay with this. Yeah. How about now? So we're gonna, Yuppers. That's going to do exactly what we need to do. I'm not worried about that as far as the fact that there's still rust there, because there's still rust there too. We're just covering it. It doesn't go away. It still needs to be repaired correctly. Right now, all we're after... Say it again with me, kids. All right, kids, comment below what the word of the day is. Term of the day. Because that's what we're trying to instill. That's right. Say it with me one more time. Nobody said it. Nobody said it. I can't believe nobody said it. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but when it's nice and solid sounding like that, that means the two pieces of metal are basically in cahoots. Where the tags are going to overlap, I don't necessarily want screws yet. Even though I already got one, but it's okay. So again, Pretty simple. That sound reminds me of the Quake grenade sound. That. Ding, 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 ding. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, comment below. You like that, didn't you? All right. There's that camera hidden pans again. So, I think we're pretty happy with that. I'll go ahead and get the other camera over here and make sure we get some good footage. Clang, clang, clang. How you doing? Bingo. Whew. It's getting hot out here. I'm going to take off all my clothes. Not really. Anyhow, I'm going to wrap up. This is the driver's side. We've already shown you the passenger side. We started with the passenger side. This is the driver's side. So now we've got both sides, whatever that is, inner fender, reinforced basically. Again, this is a temporary stopgap measure. This is not a proper repair by any way, shape, or form. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. We'll see where the footage for this goes, if we're going to do a separate review video or mix it in somewhere. But hopefully it works out for whatever I paid for it. 40 bucks, 30 bucks, 30, 40 bucks. Somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.